Hey everybody, how you doing out there? Welcome to the Spice.
Oh,
Oh, give
ooh,
her some more life. Angela, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I'm doing good too.
Oh, sorry. How are you doing, Christopher?
Oh, yes,
I
yes,
was
yes,
being a
yes.
little selfish, so
Yeah,
excuse me.
that's that
Sorry
thing in
about
the
that.
sea. It's called selfish. No, you're good, Angela. I'm just messing with you. I'm doing pretty good. I have no complaints. This is a good
Hmm.
show, though.
Yes.
And I know it's a good show, so go ahead and subscribe, hit like, and all
Hmm.
those things while you're thinking about it. I know sometimes people forget. That's why I'm here to remind you.
Yes.
But it's going to be a good episode. I think we're going to deep dive into some of the questions that people have. Sometimes people saying, how do they stay on track? How do they stay in sync? How do they stay locked in um, as a couple, especially when it comes to weight loss?
Yes.
And being honest, guys, it's a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of navigation. And that's really what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what some of the things we go through where we have to lose weight
Yes.
in our weight loss together.
Yes, guys. It was the good, the bad, and the hangry. We've been through it all
Yeah.
together. So, and what we want to do is let you guys know how we did this thing together as a couple.
Yeah, we're going to really get into that. What motivated us? What some of the things we didn't expect to
Yes.
happen? What some of the changes that we had to make? What some of the things that really I think we've always felt we had a decent relationship, but things that we go through and peaks and valleys in life can actually make you stronger, especially when you go
Yes.
through experiences like this
Indeed.
with health and mental health and physical health improvement, and in particular, hopefully, losing weight, um, for better or for worse,
Oh, yeah.
what we're going through.
For
Yeah.
sure. So let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
So let's talk about what made us start this journey.
Right. I think honestly, Angela, it's those times we were waking up. I remember a conversation with you specifically where you was like, Chris, listen, I'm feeling sluggish. I don't know what's going on with
Mm-hmm.
me. And it wasn't like we had some crazy night before. It was just your average day, brother. It was on a Friday or a
Mm-hmm.
Monday or a weekend. But I remember, and we couldn't explain it. I was like, yeah, me too. I don't know why. And then things that we like to do, we like to try to walk and all
Yes.
that. We just like couldn't lock in. We couldn't sink in. And not only did that
Mm-hmm.
affect us mentally, but it was like, listen, we got to do what we got to do to get our confidence back
Mm-hmm.
and get something going. Am I right on that?
You're right about that. And
Yeah.
also, let's think about the wake up calls with the doctor's appointments.
Yeah. True that.
So those were eye opening too. So we had to make sure that we paid attention to those and listen to what our physicians were telling us and things that we need to do, the things that we need to change as well. Also, there were things that we were totally concentrated on. I know you were we were talking about different things like about our meal plan, the foods that how we gonna do that. So we gonna change how we gonna change the way we're gonna eat.
Mm-hmm.
I was focused on the walking and the step
You
counts.
were locked in for sure.
Yes,
I
I
remember
was.
that. And also, I think we was really trying to talk about what we're going to do to remedy that. So the first thing was like juice cleanse. Let's do
Yeah.
that. And that's where one of those walls where you hit quickly.
Yeah,
Some
that's true.
cases it was 24, 48 hours. And we was like, eh,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know what we're going to do. And so that could be deflating.
Hmm.
That's something that I think threw us off, but I don't know if you remember it like that, but I definitely do.
I do remember that, but also we know how difficult it was and how seeking our goals was going to be a little journey or it's going to be difficult for us, but I think we did pretty good.
Yeah. But that does take a toll on us.
Hmm.
That takes a toll on anybody, guys. That can affect people not only health wise, but letting things and goals in mind throw us off like that can affect us mentally and emotionally. And it wasn't what I expected. I don't think it's what Angela expected either. I don't think neither one of us was looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But I would categorize how we kind of dealt with that as an emotional roller coaster.
I agree with you on that. And also during that time, I felt like a failure because I didn't feel as though I was progressing quick enough. In fact, I know that you were progressing faster than I was, and I just felt like a failure at that time. But and for some reason, I felt like I was a little behind because I
Yeah.
think I put unrealistic expectation on myself in that journey.
Yeah, we did that to each other. And I
Hmm.
think that's okay. So here's the tricky part. You got two of us, two people, and you have to figure out how can we support each other. How can I help her without
Hmm.
trying to compare myself? Because there were days where I was doing great, whether it was my health, losing weight, walking, and vice versa. And so now we have to try to motivate each other because we're not always, like you mentioned, the sinking thing earlier, but we're not
Yes.
always on the same page at the same time. So
Hmm.
here's a big thing, guys. You can take note of this. Try to celebrate the wins.
Yes.
Try to really lock in and say, hey, I'm going to not only celebrate this for myself, but celebrate this with my partner, with the person, the friend, or whoever, the wife, the husband that I'm trying
Hmm.
to help motivate and keep on track. And so I do recall that.
And
And
also,
so
yeah.
when was ours? Like,
Also, I was gonna say, and when you're struggling, make sure that you're honest. Make sure you're honest in what you're going through, and and make that known. Because especially when you feel like you want to quit, or when you hit a plateau, be honest about your feelings and that struggle, so that you can, they'll be easier for you to move on. And plus, I know we've done that with each other.
yeah,
We've helped each other
that's
out.
true. But speaking of wins, because I want to stay on that, and then the lifestyle changes, because we had to change certain parts of our lifestyle. What were some of the amazing moments you probably remember?
Well, some of the major moments is
What
fitting
was
in.
your win?
My win is fitting into my clothes, especially my jeans or my dresses. Um, I can say, and I'm gonna give you one example. The shirt that I have on, I couldn't wear this first time I'm ever able to wear this blouse today. So that is a win. So I feel that is, if you talk about amazing, especially for me, I don't know, for you too.
Yeah, yeah,
It
I was
is a
there.
very great feeling, getting into clothes that you either haven't been able to wear or haven't been able to wear at all because you bought it. Okay, this is gonna stay in the closet till I can fit it.
Right.
Or you like, okay, I can't wear this anymore, and it's been months or even years sometimes before you be able to fit into those clothes. But it is an amazing feeling.
I saw the glow on you when you was like, Chris, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try these. Something I had worn a while, I'm wearing
Yeah.
again, jeans and things like that, and that made a big difference. I can recall times that we were like, "Hey, we got to walk,"
Yes.
and then we were consistent with it. Those are always winning times. Like,
Oh
oh
yeah,
man, and
I
then
totally agree.
here's another win. Even within those walks, sometimes we would get 3 miles in. Sometimes I'm happy to get out there and do one or two. Don't
Hmm.
get me wrong. I'm always like, hey, we did it. Don't I never. But we're not even. We even took those to the next step of celebrating. Man, we did 3 miles a day,
Oh
or we
yeah.
did four. We don't try to over push it and try to be like, all right, I'm so sore, I'm not doing this again tomorrow. But it
Hmm.
was like, how can we balance that? So that was another win and
Yeah.
accomplishment when we look at the one, like, wow, we did 3 miles a day, or 3.5 miles, or
Oh yeah.
something like that. So those are wins that I found to be.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And also some other wins that we've done is when we find meals, when we're making meals together that are, fantastic, not only healthy, but we were winning. I would say those are winning moments when we're able to prepare meals together, and these are very delicious and healthy meals that we're able to prepare. Because you got to think about food. Think about food when you're eating and you're trying to eat healthy and you're trying to lose your weight. Some foods talk. So if you talk about, oh, I'm trying to eat better, I'm trying to lose weight. Some foods you think about, you're like, oh man, they ain't gonna taste right. But I'm telling you,
Right.
we made some really good meals
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So it was, there. If I can think of any of the favorites that we had, I can say it had to be when we were, low carb in it. Some of the low carb meals that we made did not, I mean, it didn't feel like we were even on any type of special diet or anything. It was delicious.
Yeah. Well, speaking of meals, here's the dad joke, guys. Y'all ready for this? What is the most musical part of the chicken?
Uh-oh.
Jordy, the engineer,
I don't know.
Angela.
The musical part of the
What is the
chicken.
most musical part of the chicken?
Okay, if you think about chicken musical part, okay, chicken cluck cluck cluck, chicken that's gonna be a hard
What
one.
is the most music? Come on, I know y'all out there know it.
Chicken
Put it in the
wings.
comments before I say it.
Yeah.
Put it in there.
Musical part of a chicken.
Oh, the
The
drumstick.
The drumsticks.
drum stick.
Oh
Come on, Angela.
man.
Come on.
Wow. Good.
Come on,
Good.
man.
Good one. Good
But
one.
speaking of meals on a serious note, guys, sometimes Angela would say, "Hey, can you make this?" And I would make it. I think that that was fun. Sometimes we'd say, "Let's make it together." I love when we still do juices together. We haven't given up on that. That's a little tougher for us, but we don't give it up. We don't try to, like again, we don't try to take something that's down or stressful or something that worst part and dwell on it too hard. We try to continue to do stuff. So we do juice together sometime, and actually we do that as family.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, son-in-law sometimes, but as a
Mm-hmm.
family, we try to do that.
Yes, we do.
And it's delicious food. I remember a couple of items that we made. I think we made some wraps together. We got a segment of shows that you guys can check that out. Spice of Life, the cooking segments, and you'll see. Yeah, we just it bonds us, and it helps our relationship, and then things like that, and that's another whole subject. Speaking about relationships and impact.
Yeah, you talk about this weight loss. It definitely brought us together as a couple because, we're working at this together. And, we had think about the wake up calls with the doctor visits and stuff. So, excuse me, we know we had to do this. And doing this together it really did. It made it easy. And working together with our struggles. And two, it did brought us closer together because we were honest about our feelings and how and what we what we wanted to do and what worked for us and what didn't work for us, because there are things that didn't work for us, or something that worked for Christopher didn't work for me. I can tell you on that. I mean, I'm gonna talk about the juice fast that we did. He was wanting to go longer on the juice fast, but I just couldn't do it. It didn't work for me. But he what you call it, you compromise. He compromised with me and said, hey, let's do this until this day, and then we can, if you still feel the same way, then we can, come off the juice fast. So, and yeah, we came off the juice fast after 17 days. But I wish I had kept going, but I was just ready to, I was ready for it to be over. But those are times where you can say, where your willpower, things have been tested, things have tested us. Sometimes I think in your situation too, I know that, you probably had different struggles in different parts of our weight loss journey that was more difficult for you than for me. So,
Well, just speaking about the story she just told, that is another thing, guys, you take note of is having those conversations improves communication. So that was a big key part of communication, because there were times that she just mentioned where I may be all in on something, whether it's cooking something, whether it's, hey, I want to go for a walk, or she may want to go for a walk, or she may want to work out, or let's do this. And I don't feel like doing it, or she don't feel like doing it. But communicating, talking through it, and trying to figure out how to have an understanding. And I think Angela elaborated on this more, but it's having an understanding, trying to figure out how to lock in and try to not make it negative. Because when somebody wants to do something, somebody don't, it can be a little emotional. You can go through something. I know
that's true.
I do. But I have to kind of be selfless.
Right.
You have to be selfless. And I think it's many occasions where I was not as locked in on as you were on something, and you were selfless. You said, okay, I understand. And well, how about we do that, or try to come up with a compromise? But there's probably another word you would probably use for that. You were,
true.
besides selfless, what would you think it would be?
Selfless, unselfish. Not thinking about myself. Yeah. I would say too, well, let me just use this word. We're talking about patience, being
Yes.
patient with each other. But one aspect in that, I wake up earlier than Christopher, and I really want to get out there and get these steps in early. But he is not an early bird like me, and I wish I had to get my patience.
Hmm.
That's where my patience come in, having to be more patient with him and compromise. Being selfless
Yeah,
and making sure that we're doing this together and not causing too much pressure
right.
on each other.
Yeah. That helps when you cheer each other on too.
It's true.
Like taking the pressure off, celebrating the moments. A big one that we celebrate with each other a lot is, hey, I lost this. So even if it's
Mm-hmm.
a couple of ounces. And there's times where, listen, Angela, this happened not too long ago. I was like, man, I ain't lose nothing. I gained. It's like, it's going to be okay.
Yes.
It's all right. That's love and patience. That's good
Yeah.
communication. It literally reminds me of times when the scale did not move for me.
Mm.
And we have to still realize, and Angela spoke to me, and I hope that I've done the same for her, where we speak to each other like we're literally a team,
That's true.
even when the scale doesn't move.
And I was saying that part, that's what patience lie in. And I'm gonna tell you, when that scale don't move, y'all know how difficult that is when the scale doesn't move. Especially, and I'm going to refer back to that juice fast, when you're not eating and you're just drinking the juice and that scale don't move. You're like, wait a minute, what is going on? What is going on? Why isn't that scale moving? I'm not eat. I mean, I'm just having juice. So it takes you having to go in. Okay, let me not be too upset with myself. Let me chill. Let me chill out. Like you say, let's like we well, we can say, let's go back to the beginning. Let's not rush in it. Let me not put too much pressure on myself, or let me not put unrealistic goals on myself too, because sometimes your body's doing stuff that you don't know what it is. It could be the kind of juice, like I discovered, if I had juice that was too sweet, and one of my health markers was the A1C was up. My A1C number was up. So I do understand how that could cause my body to hold on to the glucose and cause that to be a stall and stuff. So when you're talking about going back to the beginning, so yeah, let me wind this up and go back to the beginning. Let me figure this out and not let me not rush into it. Let me get a little bit more balance, because when you take the balanced approach to this,
Mm-hmm.
when you take the balanced approach and thinking about it in that way, you'll be able to like go back to the beginning and figure out what you can do differently to to reverse whatever the negative is.
Yeah, I would say, friends, guys, men and women, people, human beings, don't focus on data. Don't get too caught up in that. It's important to know the numbers, it's important to know that information. But the key to your success is going to be processing how you
Yes,
feel,
exactly.
processing and understand how you feel, and then being able to relay that to other like-minded ones that have your best interest in mind, ones that motivate you, ones that don't pull you down, ones that are not constantly negative. If you do connect in that way, that's going to help you. If you get locked into those numbers, which are, again, it's good within its own compartment, but if you get locked into the numbers, it literally can bring you down
Yes.
and you can get stagnant. So focus on how you living, how you moving, connect with that right-minded one, and then you move on from there.
Yes, and for couples, make sure that you are talking about those goals, that you put those goals first and foremost to the front. You're talking about them constantly. And make sure that when you're talking about those goals, when you're talking to your partner, when I'm talking to Christopher, I'm being totally honest about these things that we're talking about. You know, for example, um, I knew that I couldn't get. I keep bringing this up. I knew I couldn't get past a certain point on that juice fast, and I had to be honest with Chris. It was messing with me mentally. I couldn't. It was not making me happy. But even so, getting past those, when you get past that and you're honest, do not forget to laugh and have fun. make it a fun event. Don't make it to where, you're just all just slump and depressed about it, because you're not going to achieve your goals if you like that. And being honest and talking about that and figuring out how you can get past that is very important too.
So important. Losing weight, would you say, Angela, losing weight is not about just shedding the pounds? Would you agree that it's about, in the process, again, because we're talking about not just a person. Can you do it all on your own? Yes. Are there ones that probably move better like that as an independent? That's good. Because in the end, it's still an
Yes.
individual thing. But what about the parts that I take fondness of
Yeah.
is doing it together,
Yes.
growing together, being healthy together,
Mm-hmm.
going through the ups and downs together,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to have someone share that experience with you is really the crux of
Yes.
how you can build and strengthen yourself physically and emotionally. That's what I recall
Yes.
about it. That's what I enjoy about it.
Yes. 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 Totally agree. So, thank you. Thank you to everyone for listening to us. So, if you're on your own journey, just know that we're rooting for you. Just know that we know how difficult it is. We know how difficult it is for a person on their own that's doing this journey on their own. Even if you're part of a group or you're doing it as a couple, just know that we are rooting for you. We know that you can do it.
It's a nonstop process. We're doing it together. We're going to talk maybe in the next episode a little bit more about things that we do together and how we manage that. But guys, again, click, subscribe, and I hope to
Yes.
see you again on the Spice
Nice. Oh.
Life. Take care.